Have our head office manager, Diego, and myself. We'll be just answering some questions, talking about the brand, and we'll go from there. My name is Joel. I am the Inspirations franchise consultant. I help them grow their business. I've known Diego and the team now for, wow, about 6 years. 5, 6 years, you would say.
Yeah,
Um,
more than 5 years for sure.
after COVID, you always lose the time. And I look forward to this brand. I love this brand. My company is called Southbrook Business Group, and we represent several brands, but this is a great brand. Diego, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself for the group?
Yeah, so I'm Diego. I'm the head office manager here. I'm in the Markham Center. We have two corporate units, one in Markham, one in North York. But I'm here at Markham today. This is real background, okay? So yes, I'm sitting in the office right now. I might have some interruptions, might have some people walking in, buying some books and whatnot. So if that does happen, I will apologize in advance. I might have to mute myself and go help anyone that's walking in.
Not a problem. And how long you've been with Inspiration?
I have been here, it was 2019, so more than 5 years.
And Inspiration is what, over 20 years old, I think, right?
Yes, 20 years anniversary happened last year. I was part of that anniversary. It's very special.
Yeah, I know that, at the end of the day, a company that's been around for over 20 years has been outstanding. Now, I see that we're called Inspiration Learning Centers, Tutoring and Private School. So I understand the tutoring part of it. I just wanted to maybe go over what it means by private school. I know some people, when talking to them, they get all nervous. It's private school. That means big locations like Upper Canada College, Branksome Hall. Maybe just explain what the private school part of it, of the business is.
Yeah, so definitely not nothing to be worried about. This is something we offer as part of our head office location here. We here have the license to offer high school credits to all high school students. So that means that anyone in our other of our 13 locations, if they get any inquiry about that wants to get a credit for, let's say, English, they can definitely do that, but they would have to do it through us here because we have the access to the Ministry of Education, and we're able to provide them the package, the curriculum, and all the requirements needed for them.
Yeah, so basically what the private school is, and well done, it's exactly high school credits. And it's for those people that, let's say, want to upgrade their marks, not doing well and have low marks, or a lot of times, in grade 11, wants to take grade 12 courses, and so they come through summer school to get their grade 12 so that they'll have an easy grade 12. So I know the brand is very unique, and I know that it
I have
has,
to head out for a bit. Okay, I'll be
yeah.
right back.
So I know that it has several pillars, and Diego just has a customer of it, and I can explain why he's back. Is we have several pillars of what we do in the inspiration. So number one, of course, is tutoring. Most of our tutoring business is done 1-on-4, meaning one teacher for 4 students, but we do one-on-one. We also have, well, again, high school credits. The other thing we have is education consultant. And what that is we help students really understand the path where they want to take it. Meaning, do they want to go to college? Do they want to go to university? What courses do they do for high school? And there's a lot of people out there that we cater to that really needs that guidance. The other thing we have is a mentoring program, And we use schools like Harvard, Yale, where basically a student comes in and they have a tutoring program with those Ivy schools. We just introduced that, and the interesting part of this program is that it's unique, and the reason it's unique is because we offer 5 different ways of earning money. So most of our competitors, they just do tutoring. And again, what will happen is when you open your center, you will just start with tutoring. And as you get more and more customers and clients, you will start adding some of the other services. What's interesting is where Diego's is sitting is we do more private school credits than tutoring. So as the um, tutoring place matures, what we see is depending on the franchisee's background or what the franchisee likes, is they are able to divert themselves from just tutoring and get into different programs. Um, we have 13 locations. We do both in person and online. We are about 1,200 square feet. We have about 4 to 5 classrooms, again, which will have 4 to 5 desks. Each of the students gets desk. The good part of this program is we are more 4 to 8, Monday to Friday, and we are usually on Saturday 9 to 12, and Sunday we are off. So the best thing about this is you still have your quality of life program, plus you also are able to run the business. So really what we inspire from a franchisee is really for us to be able to um, cater to those people that want to have a business but can't have the time to run it full time, that kind of stuff. Now, what we're going to do is we see that our growth over the next 5 years will be able to really grow 5 to 10 locations a year and to be all over Canada. We are now looking at Calgary. We do have 2 centers in Vancouver, and we're also looking at Moncton. So again, very, very good opportunity right now. The way that we do it is we'll give you a territory where you're able to grow your business. And one of the things that will be interesting is we look for the amount of schools and the amount of households. Now, people will say, where do we need to locate our centers? Most of our centers are located in what we call secondary locations. So if you look at the one that's behind my screen, that's York Mills. That's on the third or fourth floor of a office tower. Inspiration Learning Center Markham location is in a small plaza in Markham where one side is all industrial and the other side is all homes. Most of our locations are on secondary markets and basically or secondary locations. So we don't have to pay the big rent. And that's where you really, really benefit is that you're not paying those, $7,000, $8,000 rents. We, Inspiration Learning Center, will not be able to sustain those type of rents, meaning we at the office will not approve a site with that type of rent. Okay. When it comes to the cost of the location, so we're looking at about $100,000. You're looking at, so not a big investment, and that's a good thing because really it's just 5 rooms. You have 4 desks in every room. You have some cabinets, and basically you also have some equipment such as computers that you have to purchase, and then you have a reception area. On top of that, there's a $35,000 franchise fee. Royalties are 10%, and advertisement is 2%. So very, very economical to come in. Most of our locations, when they started, they really use some cash. Some of them have gone to the BDC, and some of them have remortgaged their house. So different ways of getting the cash to be able to buy into our business. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the brand itself. Okay, um, when we rebranded ourselves, we use special colors. So if you see the colors that are blue, yellow, and black, and you'll see that if you see right here, you'll see one of the rooms are yellow. Each room is either yellow or blue. When we did a study of determining what colors to use, we found out these colors are the colors that you'll see makes a student want to learn more. Or when they come into the yellow room, they have that bright, bright atmosphere. So again, we see that this is something that's outstanding. The support you're going to get is amazing. So we have Diego, who is, like I said, a head office. We have the founder, who will be doing all the learning and teaching of you, and you have myself, who will help with the franchise development. And that you also have Southbrook Business Corp, which will help with the real estate. You'll have Jeremy, who does all the social media. And basically, we use a couple things with social media. We use blogs, newsletters, we use Twitter, of course, TikTok and Instagram. This is where you're going to get your most of your customers. Um, the other good part of this business, it's a huge, huge referral program. And again, at the end of the day, um, you're going to do what you do in your school will determine how you're going to grow this business. One of the things that I like to talk to you about, and there's certain things I can and cannot talk about, but when it talks about cost to run these on a day-to-day basis, if we keep the rent low, and again, if let's say you're looking to do a restaurant, okay, the good part of this business is there's what we call cost of goods sold. There's not a lot of cost of goods sold out there, meaning, if you take a restaurant, that's a 35% cost of goods sold. If you look at us, there's really just the books, okay? That's your biggest expense plus the tutors. So people have always said when we look at these um, businesses, they come to me, so how do we get these tutors? Well, very, very easily. We do not use every tutor's not certified. It does not have to be, and not just us, but all of our competitors. What we do use is we do use teachers that want extra hours, or teachers out of teachers college, um, or we use tutors that've been tutoring all the time, or we use university students. We will train you during your training session to determine what is the best tutor characteristics to be able to determine what needs to be done to find the right tutors. One of the other benefits is with Inspiration is we both do online and we also do classrooms. So the online learning, we can do up to 6 people for one tutoring. We do it a little bit differently, and that's very important to understand. But again, what you can do also is you can buy an online learning business. We'll give you the same territory, but you first can build up your online business, and then you could come back to Inspiration Learning Center and say, hey, listen, I'm ready now to put what we call a brick and mortar type of business into my territory. So that's one of the benefits that you can also do. One of the things that we're very, very proud of is that we belong to the Canadian Franchise Association. And, you know, when you're looking for a franchise, you should actually look to make sure that they belong to the CFA, Canadian Franchise Association. And the reason why is because they vet all of their franchisees to make sure that those people that are being vetted, those companies, that they have the right franchise disclosure document, that there's no loss, where there's not a lot of lawsuits. Sometimes, there are certain lawsuits out there, but again, one of the things is Inspiration has never had a lawsuit against their franchisee. If anything, we've actually won awards that have been voted by our franchisees as one of the best franchisors out there. And when Diego comes back, he can explain what that award is. One of the things that we are looking to expand, looking to expand by single units, by multi-unit, or by master franchise. So if you're in a certain area where you want to take on a large territory and you want to franchise yourself, that's what's called master franchise. And so there are certain territories that we will allow that. So again, that is a good part of it, and we'll train you how to be a master. Talking about training, okay, if you take a look at it, it's 2 weeks in total. 1 week is theory. So you'll come into the unit in Markham. We'll give you all the theory. We'll explain all the books and how to teach. The best part of it is you don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to understand how to do algebra or science. What you need to do as a franchisee, and we will train you, is how to deal with people and how to deal with teachers, and how to deal with not just teachers, but how to deal with students. My apologies. So that's something we do. So 2 weeks of training, 1 week of theory. Then you will go into the actual classrooms and actually watch how it's done. The other thing you will be doing is you will be doing role playing, how to take a call. You'll also be learned how to do local store marketing. One of the biggest things about Tutor Place is that you have to be involved within the community. And again, if any of you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat box. You'll see on the bottom there's a chat box, and as we get through, we'll be able to do it. So those are a couple things that I want to talk about. Now let's talk about ongoing support. So what's unique and different is we have bi-weekly meetings. What we do is we make sure that every quarterly we have an in-person meeting at one of our centers. And then bi-weekly we have meetings by Zoom with all of our franchisees. We also have what we call monthly visits to the centers, and someone from the office will come in. We'll analyze your business monthly. We'll check your P&Ls, your income statements, And we'll also make sure that if you're having any problems with maybe tutors or getting students, whatever the case may be, we're able to do that. So that's another thing that we do. And what this prevents, well, no, it doesn't prevent, what this controls is this controls bi-monthly meetings control the quality so that each center is having consistent. Now, I want to talk to you about a couple success stories in our centers. So we had one lady. She actually was going up. She was a tutor. Then she became the office manager. Then before Diego, she was doing Diego's job, and then she bought one center. She is now up to two centers, and she is going to purchase another center. And she is an amazing person. She has an assistant. She's at that stage now where she has an assistant. The other story is another lady that took over a resale, and we do not have any locations for sale, but at that time we had a corporate store that we wanted to sell. And again, we believe in corporate stores, so we have two corporate stores ourselves, but the third one we sold. She went in, it's actually in the basement and of a really health center, doctor's office. And I think she took that business up by 300% in the first 6 months. I mean, it's just amazing what she does. And curious is she's going to school in the daytime and actually running it at nighttime. So um, she is probably one of the highest sales in our system now. So it is just hard work to do it. So Diego, turn on your mic. I just have a couple more questions for you, Diego.
Hi,
Um,
sorry for the delay.
no problem, no problem. I just want to go over a couple things. I think I talked a lot about it. I want to talk to you about what type of accounting system or systems we have in place that are specialized to help you run the day-to-day operations. And let's talk about maybe Tutorbird.
Yes, I was thinking just about Tutorbird. So we started using Tutorbird, I think it's been a year already, and it's probably the best thing we found for scheduling all of our tutoring sessions with the students and the tutors. Before we used to do it all manually on like Excel and on just documents and whatnot, but now on Tutorbird it makes it automatic. So it makes our jobs a lot more easier and it makes everything much more efficient. So on Tutorbird, you are able to connect a tutor into the Tutorbird. They can access their schedules directly from the account. And we don't need to be sending out schedules like we used to. We used to do it where we would make a weekly schedule and send schedules to the tutors and then to the parents. But with Tutorbird, it makes it automatic where it makes all the classes going on for their determined amount of hours that they bought, that they purchased with us, depending on the program or the subject, format they chose. And then that would get delivered directly to the tutor and also to the parents. So that way we can make it much more efficient and also tracks the payments. So every time you get a new payment, you just add it on Tutorbird and Tutorbird would automatically calculate the balance remaining or balance owing based on the amount of classes that have been already complete. And what else? There's lots of things about Tutorbird that make it much, much more enjoyable and much more easy. Anything that comes to mind? Let's see.
That's good. I think the
Payroll
Tutorbird
as
might.
well. Payroll as well, right? We
Yeah.
were like at payroll too. Payroll makes it easier for us to manage the monthly payroll for our tutors, of course.
So tell me, I started to talk a little bit about the Canadian Franchise Association. There's three awards that I think we're very proud of. One is the CFA. One of it is going to be an elite marketing company that's going to be um, telling us what the top 100 franchises are in Canada. We've made the 100s. We're actually going to learn today of what our ranking is, but I hear it's in the top quartile. And then you had an Ontario award, I think, that you won. So why don't you explain what the Canadian Franchise Association Award is and how it's voted on? And then if you have any comments on the Ontario award.
Yeah, so every year the CFA hosts this awesome event where it recognizes all of its franchisees and franchisors, of course. So basically, for the CFA, it's voted by our franchisees pretty much. So every year, our franchisees get sent a survey, an anonymous survey that they have to complete based on their satisfaction, services, everything that happens throughout the year. And they just put their honest opinion on the survey, fill it out, send it directly to the CFA, and then CFA will analyze all of its franchisees and franchisors, and it ranks the top most satisfied franchisees. And then they have three prizes: the gold, silver, and bronze. And then they do the grand prize at the end. So we got the grand prize a few times already. I have to actually look at the trophies there. We have a few already. I think three already or four. And basically that means our franchisees are very satisfied with their services, with myself, with Angel. We mentioned Angel Joel already?
So it's voted. So this Canadian Franchise Association has about 600 brands in their association. So we compete against the people like McDonald's. We compete against our competitors in this field. So we're very, very proud of this award. So that's why I wanted you to explain it. The other awards is we always I win awards within the Markham, and we won an Ontario award. Do you remember the award?
Yeah, that was the pretty much a champion of diversity, where we work with a diverse range of people from all backgrounds and races, and that means from anywhere from the tutors that we hire and also the franchisees that we work with. So it's very rewarding for us to get this champion of diversity from all of Ontario.
So tell me what type of franchisees you're looking for in the system. Maybe you can tell us about that, and maybe tell us a little bit, what type. I know that it's a little bit mixed. We do have male to female, but are they, maybe talk about who the typical franchisees are in our system.
Okay, so right now our typical franchisee is there are mostly females at the moment. We do get every year it changes. They like to transfer, they like to buy or sell, but at the moment it's females. But they most of them do have an education background, but I think Joel already mentioned this before. You don't need an educational background. You need the passion to be willing to serve for an educational facility, and also the passion for children. Of course, if you have that educational background or business background, anything that might be beneficial for you, that is obviously going to be an asset for everyone on a team, but it's definitely not required.
So, how do the people pay? Like, I know that talked about single one-on-one. How are they paying? Do they pay up front? Maybe explain that we have two ways of customers pay
Yeah.
by hours. Explain by hours or monthly. Explain that.
Yeah, so we do have first of all, we have three different teaching formats. We have one-on-one, one-on-two, and then we have a maximum of up to four students in the class. So we have those three formats. And then we have the option of either buying a package with a set number of hours. So we either have a 12-hour package, and the families can do whatever they want with those hours depending on their schedule. And we ask that they let us know their available times so that we can arrange it with the tutor for the week that is coming up. Because every week might change for the kids. Nowadays, kids are busy with all types of programs and activities, after school things and whatnot. So we always ask that they give us their availability for that. We also have a pay per month package where the families pay the amount of hours that they want to use each week for 1 month. Okay, so that means that if they want to use 1 week or 1 hour each week in a month, we calculate a month having 4 weeks. So that means 4 hours in a month. We also have up to 6 hours a week. So the more hours in the week they pay, we tend to decrease the hourly rate so that it's more of a discount that they can get on that for getting more hours in 1 week.
So in your view, I mean, I think I've answered and you've answered a lot of the questions. Um, what is your view on this brand? And if there's one piece of advice that you potentially can give, the people on this call, what would you give them?
Yeah, so definitely you want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. We have a lot of policies that we follow. We have training, of course, that we will get you set up with, but you're buying into a system, right? So you need to follow the policies, all of our policies, to ensure maximum performance, right? So you need to follow all of our instructions on royalties and reports and reporting everything to us so that everyone is winning, right? On both sides. And of course, honesty and trustworthy is very important. We need to be able to trust all of our franchisees and the business that they are running.
Excellent. So let me give you some closing also. Um, if you're looking for a brand that's rewarding, not just financially, because all of our tutor centers do well, but also rewarding by giving back to the community, then Inspiration Learning Center is the right fit for you. The other thing is what makes us different and what makes us unique. And when you're thinking, if you want to get into this education sector, is really to understand what we do for the franchisees is we give them the five pillars, the ability to not just do tutoring, but to do all the other part of it. And again, Diego had to leave today because he was selling books to one of our customers or our clients. So to me, that is a huge, huge opportunity, and the ability to do it. The other thing is, and we didn't talk on it, and I want to go back, is the kind of tutors that we have. What they are specialized tutors. Maybe Diego, tell us a little bit because I did want to bring those in because we're one of the only brands out there that uses tutors a certain way.
Yeah. So we look for all of the requirements for our when we're screening tutors. We want to make sure that they have the best knowledge and best experience in the subject that we are looking for. So I can give you an example to make it more easier to understand. If we're looking for, let's say, a math tutor, we want a tutor that has the educational experience in a math or relevant math program, and also any work experience in any mathematical industry where they use any mathematical skills is also beneficial. So that means when they are tutoring at our center, they are focused only on one subject. So that math tutor is only going to tutor math. not math and then English and then science. It's going to be just math. Then we have another science tutor who's doing just science. We have many tutors that are only focused and specialized in one subject area to make the learning experience much more personalized for the students.
So we have some questions um, that I'll answer. Do you hire employees or independent contractors? Those are both. So great question. It's both. There are certain centers that we require um, it require that they have employees on because that's what the franchisees wants, and will also have independent contractors where they may work two or three different tutor places. Diego, do you have anything to add? Or
I
you're
think that, yeah, that sounds right.
okay? Do you need a license to operate? So with a tutor center, there's really no license. It's when you get into a private school, you have to have a private school license. And all of our centers that do have private school license, we start really 6 months after you open, and there is a whole program that you have to go through. And Angel, the founder, will be training you and preparing you for that license. So when you get to the point where you're ready to be a private school and get the license, there is an inspector that will come in. You will be fully trained by the head office. Another questions we have is insurance. So, like any other insurance business, you will have to have your, liability fire license. The good part of this is there's not, because it's a tutor school and because we're not a full-time private school. I mean, we do have students that come here full time, but because we're really more of a part-time credit courses, we really have don't need any special license. We don't need any special insurance. Why we do high school credit only at this time is because anything younger, let's say private school, then you're going to start having certain amount of washrooms, certain all of that kind of stuff. So that's what it is. Now, I got a question? What does the $100,000 cover? So right now it covers a $35,000 franchise fee. It covers the furniture, okay? So let's say $20,000 in the desks, the chairs, the tables, the cabinets. First and last month's rent, it covers. Some training expenses, it will cover. You need an opening inventory because you need to get all the books. So that's another thing. Plus, you need to make sure that you have at least two computers in the thing. So that really is what covers the 100,000. Plus, there will be sorry about that. There will be some construction business. Now, I just got a question but isn't it online to start? So let me, maybe I didn't explain it right, but that's a good question. You have the opportunity, okay, to do online to start or to go right into brick and mortar. So if you do it online to start with, you still have the $35,000 you still have the $35,000 costs. You still have the cost of opening inventory because our student will have some inventory that they still have to be sending out books. Um, and what you don't have is you don't have the constructions, you don't have the tables and chairs. Really, you're selling. So you're still and you still need some training costs. The good part of online is that from online is you will use Inspiration Learning Center's tutors. Sorry, my apologies. So you will not have any tutor um, expenses unless there's a tutor that is something that we don't have in our system that someone comes in and I can't think of it right now. So your costs, if you want to start with online, will be 35,000 plus your inventory. You need internet, you need Zoom, Google Meet. You need to buy TutorBird. So there are some initial costs. You will have some costs because when you start with online, and we can get in that during our meeting, you will have some social media costs start a little bit more than normal because you don't have any brick and mortar. So you're in for it. Really, let's call it just for today's sake, about $50,000 to start your business. That would include some of your Facebook, Twitter ads that you will do above of what we do. Okay, but the good part is with online only is just so that you can test the waters, meaning that you can increase your client account so that when you get to brick and mortar, if you ever want to get to brick and mortar, you don't have to ever. You may be just happy with online. All of our centers are now both. They both have brick and mortar and online. Okay, I hope that answers that question. I'm just looking, I think I've answered all the questions. Um, and yeah, so thank you very, very much, everybody. I look forward to it. Diego, thank you very much. Again, Diego's an outstanding um, head office, very dedicated, I guess, person in our system, and look forward to speaking to everyone. So thank you very
Yes, it was a
much.
pleasure, and I hope to talk to some of you more soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.